The royal family is facing its biggest crisis since Diana's death, and what happens next could change everything. Prince William is planning something so shocking that even King Charles is trying to stop him. Meanwhile, Meghan Markle just made a move that has palace insiders saying she's crossed a line that can never be uncrossed. And Catherine, well, what we're about to reveal about her health battle will leave you stunned. But first, if you're watching this right now, I need you to do something for me. Hit that like button and subscribe, because what I'm about to share could disappear at any moment. The palace has been trying to keep this quiet, but the truth always finds a way out. Let's start with the bombshell that's sending shockwaves through Buckingham Palace. Multiple sources close to Prince William have confirmed he's planning to strip Harry and Meghan of their HRH titles the moment he becomes king. And here's the kicker. He's already got the legal team working on it. One palace insider told reporters that William loathes and despises Harry and Meghan with every bone in his body. Those aren't my words, folks. That's coming from someone who works directly with the future king. The trigger for this nuclear option, Meghan's been secretly using her HRH title again, breaking the promise she made to Queen Elizabeth. Just last month, she sent out gift baskets with notes signed with the compliments of HRH, the Duchess of Sussex. When the palace found out, William reportedly went ballistic. A friend of William said, "There is no way King William will stand for this. The titles will simply be removed when he is king. A way will be found." But here's where it gets really messy. King Charles is caught in the middle, desperately trying to keep the peace. Sources say he's been begging William to reconsider, but William's response was brutal. Charles has completely lost control. Meghan using her HRH exposes how weak and enfeebled he is. Imagine saying that about your own father who's battling cancer. Speaking of King Charles, he's about to make a move that has the entire country divided. Donald Trump is getting an unprecedented second state visit to the UK this September, and the king is pulling out all the stops. We're talking a full Windsor Castle treatment with carriages, state banquets, the works. No US president has ever received 2 state visits before, ever. But here's the part they don't want you to know. The Times reported that Charles actually wanted to delay this visit because of Trump's threats about making Canada the 51st state. Remember, Charles is King of Canada too, but the British government pushed it through anyway, leaving Charles in an impossible position. One source said the king was unhappy with how quickly the government put this into action. The September date is particularly controversial because it means palace staff will have to cancel their summer holidays. And get this, they're spending millions on security alone. The last Trump visit cost £3.5 million just for policing. Meanwhile, ordinary Brits are struggling with the cost of living crisis. Now let's talk about what's really going on with Catherine. I've uncovered information that the palace has been desperately trying to hide. A royal source just revealed that Catherine was seriously unwell before her surgery last year. The exact words used were that she's fortunate to even be speaking of recovery. Think about that for a second. We're not talking about a routine procedure here. Catherine's been putting on a brave face, but the truth is her recovery has been anything but smooth. She was expected at Royal Ascot last week. Her name was even on the official list, but she pulled out at the last minute. A source close to the situation said, "Things have not been plain sailing. She's having to make decisions day by day, sometimes hour by hour, about what she can physically handle. What makes this even more heartbreaking is how it's affecting her children. George, Charlotte, and Louis have had to watch their mother battle through something no child should witness. And William, he's been trying to hold it all together while his brother attacks the family from California and his wife fights for her health." But Meghan couldn't resist using this moment for her own gain. While Catherine was recovering from cancer, Meghan was busy rebranding her jam company. Yes, you heard that right. She changed American Riviera Orchard to As Ever because, and I quote, "American Riviera limited me to things manufactured in this area." The timing couldn't be worse. Or maybe for Meghan, it couldn't be better. She launched her new products right when Catherine was forced to miss Royal Ascot. Coincidence? I think not. And those products she's selling, they're reportedly made in a factory 500 miles away from her Montecito mansion. So much for locally sourced. Here's where it gets really interesting. Meghan's been claiming her products are selling out, but nobody will reveal the actual numbers. When reporters asked how many units were sold, her team went silent. Are we talking 5 jars? 50? 5,000? The fact they won't say speaks volumes. But the real scandal is what I discovered about her pricing. The tea she's selling for premium prices. It's allegedly the same tea you can buy elsewhere for 3 times less, just in different packaging. When confronted about this, her team refused to comment. Meanwhile, Harry's planning something something that could be the final nail in the coffin of his relationship with William. The Invictus Games are coming to Birmingham in 2027, and Harry's reportedly planning to invite the entire royal family. This puts them in an impossible position. If they don't attend, they look petty. If they do attend, they're endorsing Harry after everything he's done. William hasn't spoken to Harry in over 2 years, not a single word, and now Harry wants to use a charity event to force a public reconciliation. One palace insider called it emotional blackmail of the worst kind. The situation is so bad that when Trump met William in Paris last December, even he noticed the tension. Trump later said he asked William about Catherine and he said she's doing well, but then added that William looked sad. When the President of the United States is noticing your family drama, you know it's reached a breaking point. Speaking of Trump's visit, here's something nobody's talking about. The visit is happening at Windsor Castle instead of Buckingham Palace. Why? Because the palace is supposedly under renovation, but sources tell me the real reason is security concerns after the massive protests during Trump's last visit. They're literally hiding him away in a fortress. And Catherine's health situation? It's affecting everything. She was supposed to be part of the Trump state visit, wearing a tiara at the state banquet. Now nobody knows if she'll even be able to attend. The palace is having to plan 2 versions of every event, one with Catherine, one without. But here's the smoking gun about Meghan that'll make your blood boil. Remember when she went on that podcast and talked about people telling lies about her? She specifically mentioned something from 8 years ago, but wouldn't say what. Well, I've done the math. 8 years ago was when the bullying allegations against her first surfaced. Allegations that multiple palace staff members made. Allegations that led to an official investigation. Meghan called these people liars. These are staff members who can't defend themselves because they signed NDAs. They can't tell their side of the story while Meghan goes on podcasts and Netflix shows painting herself as the victim. One former courtier said, "There are a lot of people who would very much like to tell the truth about their experiences working for them." The investigation into the bullying claims? Its results were never made public. Why? Because according to my sources, what they found was so damaging that releasing it would cause irreparable harm to the monarchy's reputation. Think about that. It was so bad they buried it rather than let the public know the truth. And now Meghan's using her HRH title again, the title she promised the Queen she wouldn't use. It's like she's deliberately trying to provoke William. One royal expert told me she knows exactly what she's doing. This is a calculated move to test how far she can push things while Charles is king, knowing he won't act against her. But William's had enough. His plan to strip their titles isn't just about the HRH, he's looking at removing their Duke and Duchess titles too. Yes, it would require an act of parliament, but William's team is already working on building political support. The public polling shows overwhelming support for removing their titles. The British people have had enough of the Sussex circus. What's really telling is that Harry and Meghan applied for their children to have HRH titles on their British passports. They claim it's because Archie and Lilibet might have formal royal roles in the future. Are you kidding me? They trashed the institution, accused them of racism, sold out family secrets for millions, and now they want their kids to be working royals? This is about money and status, pure and simple. Those titles open doors. They make Meghan's jam seem more special. They make Netflix pay more for their content. It's all about the brand, and William sees right through it. The September Trump visit is going to be a major test. If Catherine can't attend, it'll be a PR disaster. If she forces herself to attend and struggles, that'll be even worse. And all of this while Harry and Meghan are launching new products and shows, capitalizing on the family's struggles. Speaking of their products, let me tell you what my investigation uncovered about As Ever. The trademark application shows they're planning to sell everything from yoga mats to pet accessories. This isn't just jam, folks. This is a full lifestyle brand built on a title they promised not to use, trading on a family they claim traumatized them. And the prices? My sources say the jam will retail for around $30 a jar. $30 for jam. You can buy King Charles's organic jam for a third of that price, and his profits go to charity. Where do Meghan's profits go? Into her and Harry's pockets while they live in their $14 million mansion. The real tragedy in all of this is what it's doing to the monarchy. Charles is 76 and battling cancer. Catherine's health is fragile. William's carrying the weight of the future on his shoulders. And instead of Harry being there to support his family, he's in California making Netflix shows about polo. But here's my prediction, and mark my words on this. The moment Charles passes, and I pray that's many years from now, William will act swiftly. Within days of becoming king, those titles will be gone. Harry and Meghan will be Mr. and Mrs. Mountbatten Windsor. No more HRH, no more Duke and Duchess, just private citizens who used to be royals. And you know what? The British public will cheer, because we've watched this couple take advantage of the Queen's kindness, profit from family pain, and show zero respect for the institution that gave them everything. William knows this. He's not just thinking about his personal feelings, he's thinking about the future of the monarchy. The Trump visit will be a defining moment. Will Charles stand up to Trump about his Canada comments? Will Catherine be well enough to attend? Will Harry and Meghan try to overshadow it with another calculated revelation? The stage is set for a September showdown that could determine the future of the royal family. One thing's for certain, the gloves are coming off. William's done playing nice. He's seen what happens when you give Harry and Meghan an inch. They take a mile and then sell the story to the highest bidder. When he's king, that ends. No more negotiations, no more compromises, just decisive action to protect the institution he'll one day lead. So what do you think? Should William strip their titles? Is Trump's visit appropriate given the circumstances? And what about Catherine? Should she prioritize her health over royal duties? Let me know in the comments below, and if this video opened your eyes to what's really happening behind palace walls, hit that like button and subscribe. Ring the notification bell so you don't miss my next revelation about the royals. Remember, they don't want you to know this stuff. They want you to believe the fairy tale, but you deserve the truth, and that's exactly what you'll get right here. Until next time, this is your source for the real story behind the royal headlines. Stay informed, stay skeptical, and above all, stay tuned.